Welcome to the Ottawa Renewable Energy Co-op's online video about investing responsibly while building a legacy. My name is David Mazel-Goulet. I'm OREC's Communications Manager, and I'll be explaining some background on OREC as well as introducing our current securities offering to invest in local, community-owned solar power projects. OREC was incorporated in 2010 as a renewable energy co-op, which is a type of co-op unique to Ontario since 2009. We were the third such co-op to incorporate in Ontario. It was formed as a way for any resident of Eastern Ontario to jointly own and invest in community-owned renewable energy projects. It started in Ottawa but recently expanded to include all of Eastern Ontario. Climate change presents us with the urgent need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions as a society. The challenge is not a technical one, as there exist today the technologies to provide 100% of the world's energy needs. The challenge, rather, is changing the political, bureaucratic, financial, and social inertia. Co-ops facilitate that inertia shift by engaging thousands of people, the effect of which ripples through many communities and political and business players. The co-op vehicle also allows members to vote with their dollars by using the investment portfolio as a tool for positive change. The foundational objectives of the co-op are to generate green power in Eastern Ontario, to support the renewable energy sector, to promote public awareness of renewable energy, to provide members with socially and environmentally responsible long-term investment options, and to demonstrate a democratic cooperative business models. Finally, to collaborate with others to achieve our vision and our goals. How are co-ops different from a standard business? Co-ops are corporations like any other, but the difference lies in the 7 foundational values that co-ops must adhere to. These broadly include autonomous and democratic governance, non-discriminatory policies, giving back to communities, and cooperation amongst co-ops. Because these values are deeper than simple financial returns to shareholders, co-ops have twice the survival rate of standard businesses. Since OREC was incorporated in 2010, we have grown to 605 members who are all individual residents of Eastern Ontario. In 2012, we were proud to be the first renewable energy co-op to have a share offering approved by the Financial Securities Commission of Ontario. That first offering received great support, raising just under $1 million in 2 months. Our second, third, and fourth offerings had increasing uptake, bringing in anywhere from $1.25 to $1.5 million each. Our fifth offering is now open for investment. The funds raised have financed 13 solar rooftop projects across Ottawa, totaling 1 megawatt of production capacity. These projects are on schools, nonprofit housing, barns, and warehouses. We'll be adding 4 new projects totaling 730 kilowatts. 1,000 megawatts of renewable energy in Ontario have some form of community ownership and participation. Roughly 210 megawatts are by co-ops, like OREC, and 850 megawatts by Aboriginal groups. Over 7,000 Ontarians have invested in renewable energy co-ops to date, with $84 million invested. What's unique about community power is that $1 invested or spent on a project equals to $2 in economic activity that goes back into the province. They also create twice as many jobs and increase grid resiliency and reliability. OREC's new offering is called Class A Series 5, and it's set to close April 30th or sooner. We're seeking up to $2 million in order to build our projects. If we raise the $2 million before April 30th, the offering will be closed. Securities are available only to OREC members. However, any resident of Eastern Ontario can become a member at any time. There is a maximum per member or family of $300,000 for Class A shares or investment notes from Series 1 through 5. The types of securities available include investment notes and preference shares. More details on that in a few slides. The proceeds will be used to fund 4 new solar power projects. The first 2 here are rooftop solar power projects, roughly 100 kilowatt AC in capacity. They're both expected to be connected in June 2017 and are both 100% owned by OREC. The FeedIn tariff contracts have been approved, which will give us guaranteed revenue for 20 years on these projects, and the engineering is currently underway. Twin Elm Rugby Park is located in Richmond, whereas the 100 kilowatt rooftop in Leitrim is near the Ottawa airport. Our third rooftop project will be located at Kin Vineyard in Carp, Ontario. With a 40 kilowatt AC capacity, it's expected to be connected in July 2017. OREC's proud to announce our first ground mount project near Alfred, Ontario. At 500 kilowatts AC, this is a limited partnership between OREC and an Indigenous community. For both of these projects, the FIT contracts have also been approved and the engineering is currently underway. One way that members can invest in these 4 new projects and across our entire project portfolio is through member investment notes. These are 5-year notes that provide an annual interest of 3% every year, with your capital return at the end of the 5 years. Minimum investment of $5,000. These are not eligible for RSP and TFSAs. Preference shares, on the other hand, are eligible for TFSAs and RSPs, with a minimum investment of $5,000. These have a 20-year term, and the minimum investment outside of RSP and TFSA is $2,500, or $500 for existing shareholders. Dividends are non-cumulative on the current value, and annual dividends historically have averaged 4%. The return of capital will be over 15 years starting in year 6. This graph shows us what a $10,000 preference share investment looks like. From year 1 to 5, your dividend is paid on the full value of the share. Starting in year 6, 1/15 of the capital is returned to you, and thus the annual dividend declines over the following 15 years. Preference shares can be placed in a self-directed plan managed by the Canadian Worker Co-operative Federation. Account fees are shared with investments in other co-ops as well. Minimum purchase for RSP TFSA eligible shares is $5,000, and there are 2 ways you can invest in OREC shares under a self-directed registered plan, either through new contributions or transfer in from an existing RSP TFSA. CWCF is currently developing partnerships for a RIF option, which will be available to members shortly. The cost of this service is not yet determined. Only accumulated cash, not shares, is eligible for the first-time home buyers program. Solar photovoltaic technology is quite simple. Panels on the roof convert sunlight into direct current, DC energy. This is then inverted into alternating current, also known as AC energy, and fed into the grid independently of the existing power service to the building. There are disconnect switches on both sides of the inverter for safety purposes. The panels are warranted for 25 years and last over 30, with only slight degradation each year. The equipment has no moving parts and takes very little maintenance aside from an inverter replacement that is predicted in year 12 to 15 of the system. We currently have invested exclusively in solar projects to date. Solar is being encouraged in Ontario before other provinces because it offers benefits unique to our power system. As the most southern province with large manufacturing sector, Ontario is the only province with a peak electricity demand in the summer for air conditioning. Because we heat primarily with natural gas, this peak is higher than our winter demand. Solar produces during this time of most demand, offsetting the most expensive imported energy. By producing energy in the urban centers without taking up any land area, solar reduces the energy losses that occur when power is transported long distances. These losses are 10% on average in Ontario, but upwards of 35% during hot summer days. All the fixed 20-year renewable energy contracts help protect the power rates from increasing fuel costs. Finally, when the Green Energy Act was introduced in 2009, it helped reinvigorate the manufacturing sector. To date, 26 manufacturing facilities have been set up to produce wind and solar components, many of which are in facilities previously manufacturing automobiles. We have an example of a few of our projects built to date. This one we call the Renewable project. It's a 250 kilowatt system in partnership with windmill developments. Our largest project to date is built on heavy industries near the Ottawa airport at 384 kilowatts. We have projects on schools such as Samuel Genet, Franco-Ouest, Franco-Cité, and Maurice-Lapointe. We also have projects on barns like this one in 50% partnership with the farmers themselves. And we have 5 10 kilowatt systems on Ottawa Housing Co-op. Let's talk about how it works at OREC. We start by identifying landowners in Eastern Ontario to host projects. We lease the space for 20 years for solar or other renewable energy projects. We apply for a FeedIn tariff contract to generate power. OREC oversees the construction and the management of the projects. Our systems are then connected to Hydro One or Hydro Ottawa. We sign a 20-year FeedIn tariff contract with the independent energy systems operator for guaranteed rates per kilowatt hour. On the investment side, new members purchase $100 lifetime membership shares. Members may purchase preference shares and member investment notes. And OREC earns electricity revenues and the board distributes annual dividends and interest to preference share and investment holders based on the size of their investment, the annual net profit, and the co-op's cash flow needs. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like more information or to book an investment meeting, please contact me at info@orec.ca or by using our toll-free number. You can also visit us at our office. However, we recommend that you call ahead of time to ensure that someone will be there.